Alex, we're only 8 league games into this season. How much in your experience can things fluctuate over the remaining 38 games?
I think there's a lot of time. Well, I think Middlesbrough last season was probably a great example. They didn't start the season well, and then obviously ended up in the playoffs. So I think the league season, particularly first 10 games for the Championship season for any manager, is always difficult. You know, I've sampled 2 different ways of doing it. I think my first year at Preston, I think we won 6 out of 10, and we started the season great. I think the next year, I don't think we won any out of 10. And then we go on, I think we end up finishing 9th in the league. The previous season we finished 7th. So naturally you'd want to start because then you've got the points on the board. But ultimately the Championship season is going to be a marathon. It's how you end and how you get there that matters. For us, obviously, I thought we started quite brightly in the first few games. The last few games we haven't picked up as many points as we'd like. We then had a bad performance against Hull, which was disappointing. I think a bit deflating for everyone. But the fact is, the games can change completely on the next result. You know, and the next result against Bristol becomes an important one for everybody.
You stayed down south after the Bournemouth game midweek. What are the benefits do you feel have been of this trip?
I think just spending time with the players, allowing them to spend time with each other. I think when you've got such a new group and you've got so many new players coming in at one time, you want them to spend as much time together as possible, you know, get to know each other. I think as well, not being in that competitive environment sometimes is a good thing, because I think some people's real personalities then start to come out and you can get to know what sort of makes them tick a little bit. So yeah, I think that it'll be good, particularly for the sort of shyer lads in the group that have been incorporated, that maybe not put themselves out there. I think when they're thrust into that sort of environment, that will really help them.
It's important to build the team spirit and togetherness as well, isn't it?
Of course it is. You know, I think that's what good teams are built on. You know, is that togetherness, that determination, that willingness to go that extra yard and extra mile for your mate. And that only comes with time. You know, it only comes with getting to know each other. It only comes with feeling invested in each other's journeys and what that looks like. And we're right at the very start of that. So that's always the hardest part. It's the hardest part to pick up that momentum and get it going. But we're working very hard to try and make sure that's the case.
Does the performance against Bournemouth midweek give you confidence and belief that a win and momentum is just around the corner?
I think all performances will either take that away or add it to you, if you like. So I think the fact that we played so well against Huddersfield, I was naturally really upset after that game, because I thought that was a game we played so well that we deserved to win comfortably, not even just by 1 goal, but by certainly more than that. And then what happens is, I think that confidence and belief gets taken away from you a little bit against Hull because we didn't perform well. So I think it does show the importance of performance, because I think performance is an insight into how close we are to making sure that we start putting a good run of results together and picking up more points.
You were without a few players against Bournemouth for injury and players being cup tied for a few different reasons. Is there any chance we're going to see some of them back tomorrow?
On the injury front, there's not massive changes. You know, there might be 1 player back that's available, but there's not going to be. We're not going to rock up tomorrow and there's 4 guys back available. That's not going to be the case.
It's Bristol City next up. Where do you think the game will be won and lost?
I think the middle of their park, I think, is really important to them. I think they've got so much energy there, and I think we need to win that midfield battle. I think if we do that, I think we set ourselves up for the game to then go forward. I think if they win it, I think they've got some dangerous players at the top end of the pitch. I think they're a young team, as are we. So yeah, it'll be a really interesting game.
There's another sizable following coming down to Bristol tomorrow of Stoke City supporters. How important are they going to be in their support of the team?
Massive. You know, people talk about being a sportsman and competing. It's easy when everything's going the way you want it to go. You know, when you see people's real character and how much it means to them and how hard they're willing to dig in and how much you're willing to stick together, is when it doesn't go quite your way. You know, and I think when the team's not doing well, obviously the support then becomes doubly important, because you're hoping that they're going to come down, be vocal, get behind the team as they've done all season, and it gives the team that extra yard and that extra sort of percentage that you need sometimes to find the way to win these tight games. So yeah, it's much appreciated, and we're really hopeful that we can put a good performance on for them.